Hey, it's Greg Luther here, and I'm with Karriann Graf right here in beautiful Key West, Florida, and so excited to learn a bit about yourself, about the marketplace. Obviously, very unique community here. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
I've been in Key West for about 11 years, and I own and operate 2 boat repair businesses here with my husband. We started one about 7 years ago. That's our mobile service, and then our Key West Boat Repair we started about 5 years ago. And then in the last year I decided to get my real estate license again because I wanted to help more people accomplish the dreams that they have of moving to Key West.
Yeah, so you've got them covered land and sea, right? So you've got the boat repair, and you're doing so much in real estate now. Excited to see what's going on in the real estate market here. Tell us a little bit about Key West. I mean, it is a lot of second homes for people, so snowbirds that are coming down. Tell us a little bit about kind of price ranges, what type of people move down to this area or buy homes in the area?
A lot of people come to Key West because it's a very laid-back kind of atmosphere. So especially during this pandemic type thing, a lot of people discovered that they wanted to get out of the big cities, so they come to Key West to be able to have that relaxation. They come for the water, the snorkeling, the fishing excursions, and just to have a great time. It is a good amount is second homes, older generation, and the homes are roughly average, I'd say about 700,000.
Okay. Yeah, and this is my first time in Key West, so it is absolutely beautiful. Clear water. I can see why snorkeling would be fun. So you've got a lot of people that are coming down just to get away from whatever their normal life is. Do you find usually it's second homes, or are they moving here permanently, or a little bit of both?
A little bit of both, I'd say, for sure.
Perfect, perfect. And then what do you think people need to know as far as moving to Key West? There's a lot of keys, there's a lot of islands coming down. What do you like about Key West as opposed to anywhere else? And why do you recommend people kind of look in this area?
You know, one thing that they say about real estate is location, location, location. Mm-hmm. And you know, Key West is a place that is warm nearly year-round, 365 days of the year. We don't put up with snow, freezing cold, and you know that brings a lot of people, just the weather alone, and just the atmosphere of how people are more than giving and willing to help, and the service and the bars, the restaurants, the entertainment brings a lot of people to Key West.
Absolutely. And so tell us, like, you being a real estate agent, it's much different when your client might be 1,000 miles away or more. So how does that work for you when you're working at a long distance? I know a lot of people think to look at houses, they have to fly down here and physically look at them, but there's a lot you can do now with technology, FaceTime, Zoom, that type of thing, to do some previewing. And I know you do a lot of work even before they officially decide they're going to make a move. Tell us a little bit about that.
You don't have to be here to buy a home. You know, nowadays we have video, we have photos, you know, there's drones. I mean, there's multiple different things that you can view to be able to make a decision on a home. You know, much like myself, you know, I bought 2 houses here in Key West. I did get to see them, but you know, I was previously in the military, and we didn't always have that opportunity to be able to view or go through the final stages of building, or you know, whatever it was that was involved. So
obviously for somebody that's looking in this area, it's appropriate to be able to shop from wherever they are. They don't have to physically come here. I know a lot of times the clients you work with, you're getting some details from them over the phone, you're getting details online, and you can do a lot digitally for them to at least get a lay of the land, learn a little bit about pricing, what type of view they're going to get, because it's all about water view around here. Tell me about the island itself. How big is the island? I mean, it seems like there's water everywhere from what I've seen.
There is a lot of water everywhere. The island is about, they say, 3 to 4 miles, and about 25,000 people live here year-round.
Okay. Okay. And price-wise, I know you've got from low end to very high end as well. So really something for everyone, depending on what they're looking for, right?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Very good. So for the folks that you've met, obviously your boat repair business, how long have you had that in business?
Our mobile service has been in business for 7 years, and Key West Boat Repair has been in business for 5.
Okay, so you've met a lot of people that way.
For sure.
Probably part of the reason you decided to get your real estate license, right? They're all kind of buying a secondary property down here. Very good.
Yeah.
So what's the appropriate process for the typical client that you're working with? Let's say they're up in the snowy areas and they decide they want the better weather, they want to look at a second home or even a primary residence down here. How do you usually handle that? Do you start with a phone consult? Do you do video chat? How does that work if somebody is interested?
I would say whatever they're comfortable with. I can do video chat and or just a phone consultation to get started.
Okay, very good. So obviously we'll have your information listed on the video here for any questions that they may have. Tell us a little bit more about kind of yourself, the real estate market. What do you like for people to know? The first time you have a conversation with someone that's looking to move to Key West, what do you usually like to let them know? What's your intro kind of look like for the marketplace itself?
It's a very competitive market here, and I do things a little bit differently than most agents, and of course the highest of integrity, which I think is very important.
Yeah. Yeah, I think when somebody's doing something from a distance, no matter how bad you want to do it, you've got to have a good representative. You've got to have somebody that knows what they're doing, they know the market very well, and can have that integrity and the moral aptitude to say, hey, I'm going to represent that client very well, knowing that I do represent them here when they're not in town. Which, speaking of which, if somebody does buy a secondary property, what happens with that home when they go back north? Let's say they go north during the summertime. Are there property managers in town? Do you occasionally go by and check on your clients' properties? I guess, safety and security would be a bit of a concern for some. Tell me about that.
Yeah, both. You can have a property management company go by. Some people even do vacation rentals here where they have people that take care of that. I don't get into the rental aspect. I just help people buy and sell.
Okay.
But I do go by and check properties if need be. I recently was working with a older lady who's in California. She's 83 and she's selling her home, and I helped her for the last several weeks with multiple different tasks that needed to be done, even without a contract. So
she's selling her home here in Key West?
Yes.
So just getting rid of it and going back to California full time?
Yes.
Okay. And so you're doing a lot to kind of manage that for her because, of course, she didn't feel comfortable coming over. Mm-hmm. So you're spending the time needed to get that home in good condition.
Yes.
Okay. Very good. So I think having boots on the ground make a big difference when you're moving to an area. So reputable realtor is incredibly important that way.
Yeah, and you know what? One thing is that I've got lots of experience with moving because of being in the military. My husband and I have moved probably 6 or 7 different states.
Yeah.
So we went from Maine to California to Key West. So we've been all over.
Wow. Yeah. Tracing the United States. Mm-hmm. Okay.
We've done some big moves.
Yeah. Very good. Well, yeah, I mean, like I say, from what I've seen with Key West, it's a gorgeous area. I know the real estate market's strong. That feels very good to be able to buy in an area that the numbers are always going to be good. I would suppose a lot of times they worry about hurricanes. If somebody's not from here, I know me originally being from Ohio, anytime I would talk about Ohio, people would say, well, how bad are the tornadoes? Only the outsiders think it's really an issue, right? It comes up once in your lifetime. But tell us a little bit about that. I mean, does everybody have to have flood insurance here? Is there hurricane issues that we're worried about on a yearly basis? Or what do we need to know about that if we're an outsider coming in?
You do need to be aware of the hurricanes, but it's kind of like Ohio. They come from time to time. Mm-hmm. Like this past year, there was maybe one that we were really that concerned about, but it went up the Gulf, so it didn't even affect us. You just have to have your hurricane plan, and just have your insurance and stuff like that set up. Have your shutters, and just be at the ready when you need to.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, the big advantage with hurricanes is at least you get a warning. Right? Some of the natural disasters, the earthquakes, the tornadoes, things like that, you don't get much of a warning. So here we know well in advance and can make the move needed. So I know someone coming to a new area, they want to know about, safety, security, how do we get in, how do we get out, that type of thing. So, okay. Very good. So first process would be to have a quick conversation with you, talk about the area, talk about price ranges. I know the prices go up and down, with the fluidity of the market, essentially. So, find out a little bit about what do price ranges look like right now, what are some of the best buying opportunities. And I know you do a pretty good job on the marketing side of finding properties that are not listed online. So if I'm out of state and I'm looking online, I'm probably not seeing the best properties in Key West. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, that's called my Dream Home Finder program, which allows me to to work with people that are wanting to sell but not necessarily in such a hurry. I'm kind of in the same situation right now. I'm selling a home and then I'm waiting for that one to close, and then I'm going to sell my own home so that I can move on to something else.
Okay. So there's essentially unlisted houses that may be for sale that could be a good possibility, but they're not yet on the open market, and that's where people are going to get the best opportunities, essentially.
Yes, if you want to come look at my home and give me an offer today, you can.
There you go. Yeah, perfect. And there's a lot of homeowners that way. I think really in a resort type area like this, the best homes never really make it to the open market. You know.
I've actually bought 2 here in Key West from direct sellers.
Okay.
Never had agents or anything. They came to me and told me that they wanted to have me buy the house, and that was one down the street and then the one that I'm currently in.
Okay, very good. Well, yeah, I think it's, obviously somebody that's taking a look here, they've got to have a good realtor. They've got to have somebody that understands that dream home finder approach and possibly find a great transaction from someone that just wants to sell their house. They're moving back to wherever they're from and get a really good deal that way.
For
so
sure.
it can be a good opportunity there. Okay. Very good. So if somebody's interested in either selling their property here locally or possibly buying or looking in the area, just casually looking around, maybe making a move, how can they reach out to you? What's the best way for them to reach you, and what should they expect from that?
If you're looking to buy or sell in Key West, you want to have a quick conversation, no cost, no obligation, I'm happy to help. My information is below.
So obviously, as they get a phone conversation with you, they can learn a little bit about how the buying or selling process works, get some details on that dream home finder, which I think is very, very helpful, and you're willing to have that conversation, no cost, no obligation at all.
Yes, sir, for sure.
Perfect. Very good. So again, I think you'll find it incredibly helpful to have a licensed professional helping you with the Key West market. Karriann Graf is one of the best in the area, and I think you'll be very impressed with the quality of properties you'll find and the marketing side behind what it is that they do. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye for now.